Please be aware that the conversation that takes place in this podcast contains swearing that is in the context to the conversation. Headliners is not committed to editing out young people's views or opinions, which is why we have left this in the content of the piece. This podcast is not suitable for under 18s to listen to.
Okay, so welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the best podcast ever. God, what did I say about myself? My name's Georgia. I am a participant on the Accelerate program on Springboard, and I have a keen interest in culture and travel and language, which set this podcast up really nicely because Olga happens to be Polish, and I'm going to interrogate her. I'm not going to interrogate. I'm going to ask Olga some questions about how she feels about Poland and Northern Ireland, and I have a few. And
So I'm Olga. I'm 21 and I'm from Poland. I don't know what to say.
So you're part of the Fusion?
Yes,
Fusion program?
I'm part of the Fusion program with Springboards.
The course that I'm on is called Accelerate. There was a few to choose from, but after a short conversation, I realized that I was suitable for Accelerate, which focuses on leadership in the community. That is because I am the oldest probably in the whole program. I'm 24. I'm actually 25 really soon. And I am wanting to go into a career that will see me be a leader. So yeah, that's why I joined Accelerate, is to because eventually I want to see myself as some sort of leader in somewhere. I have been through some bad mental health periods and have come out kind of strong, so I feel that I can I think that was the point of getting into the leadership aspect of the program, was that I would help other people in that way. So that's my reasoning behind joining Accelerate and the leadership aspect of it. How about Fusion?
So I started Fusion because I wanted to get more open with my creativity. Because I love to paint. I actually love all different types of art. And for me, it was like a good option to actually show my art and show it to somebody, because that was the most scaring thing for me, because I was scared that everyone say, oh, it's really bad, don't do it. So I just wanted to prove myself that I can do it. And all the stuff that it's actually connected that we did through the whole program opened my eyes for something else. And that actually mixed with Max showed me that I have a reason to live, basically, and I want to help people. I want to help young people who maybe didn't have really good start in their lives, or like me and you had mental health problems. And I just want to be a youth worker.
So that happened for you through Springboard then? You kind of became more yourself through Springboard? As did I.
I wasn't that scared to actually be myself and to actually do what I want to do and show my art as it is, not just make it for people, make it for myself.
Yes. Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh wow. I was actually torn between Fusion and Accelerate. But like, this is the kind of painting that I do, which is like really abstract.
It's amazing.
I've just been doing it for like a few months. That's not my best. I have better ones than that, but
I love it.
Because
it's different, you know.
It's abstract. I remember you saying abstract on one of the other calls. Like, it's something you're into as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did a lot of it. I will show you. one. It's actually me.
Wow.
So that's one of my first paintings.
All right.
And it's actually getting better and better. That's my last one.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
with a training, you can do whatever you want.
What the hell?
I'm surprised by myself.
Yeah, so for the podcast, we've Olga's just shown me her first thing she's painted. It was pretty deep, like the colors are deep and it's a bit abstract. Can't really make out what they're not like people, are they? Well, it's like objects.
It's me. It's basically me. All
It's
the dark colors.
Yes.
It's the bad stuff that happened in my life.
Yeah.
And all the bright colors. It's what good happened in my life. So all the good memories, all the good people I met, all the good, events that happened. The colors. It's all the good stuff in my life. And all the other things, it's like to show that I'm fighting with the bad thoughts that I have and with bad memories and with everything else what was going on in my life. But still, I'm able to give that joy that I'm getting from the being around people and helping them to give it away.
Yeah. God, that's such a sign of strength. That's so. I don't know exactly what you've been through, obviously. But I can tell it hits you right in your chest. Probably one of those ones, if you think about it too much, it starts to overcome. And I have a few things that I battle with like that as well, and I hate not being able to think about it fully because obviously that's like opening up yourself to your trauma, but at the same time it's not healthy sometimes to just live there.
That's what I'm painting.
Yeah.
And if I feel really, really strong emotions, I just put them on a canvas.
Wow, it's mad that we've met and it's mad that we're doing this because I just started painting a while ago. I was like, I want to paint, but I don't know what to paint, and I just did.
Anything?
Yeah, anything, and I can't believe
came to your mind, basically.
This actually is something that I painted when I met my boyfriend, and we went through a lot to get together. Yeah, we went through a lot, and there's like a black part just here, and I felt at the time, oh God, here, and I felt at the time that we had this like understanding of each other that I'd never felt before, and the black was like that black like understanding. It's like that the deepest, darkest. But
I can understand it.
Most connected moment or feeling that you can have with someone, and I didn't even know if it was going to happen. I just felt somewhere in my mind like it was me kind of fucking tuning into whatever spiritual shit's going on in my head that this is real. And when I painted it, it was like, right. And I didn't even know if we were going to get together, and then we eventually did, and that happened. We did become that couple. And yeah, I mean, it might not look, I mean, to you, it's
beautiful.
It looks something to you. Yeah, it looks something to you. But that's exactly the kind of thing I'm doing.
I think maybe because my art isn't normal, it's not like realistic. It's more around cosmos and aliens and stuff like that. I can see through it,
Yes.
And I can see all the emotions in it.
Yeah, we could actually, like, I mean, I haven't painted in a long time, but I want to start again. But we could even send some stuff to each other because we're both kind of doing the same thing. I mean, you've improved more than I have.
I'm actually surprised because when I did my first painting, I wasn't even thinking that I will get to the stage where I will be doing portraits. And I did that last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that.
And when did you start painting?
In February.
Wow.
In February, In the beginning of lockdown.
So it's just something. Sorry, go ahead.
Because I always wanted to do it. Because I was always said that I don't have drawing talent, and I can do it. You know, because when I was younger, I couldn't even draw a tree, and everyone said like, no, that's not your thing. Just forget about it.
Yep.
And then I felt like, no, I really want to do it. Why not to try?
That is incredible. That similar thing happened to me. It was just like just before lockdown. Well, it was like end of last year, and I was like, do you know what? I was getting to that point in my mental health where I was like, I don't care what anyone thinks. No one has to look at this. It's me. If I feel comfortable doing it, then that's enough. And then just started.
That's the main thing.
Yeah,
that's that breaking point.
Yes.
That everyone with mental health problem needs to go through it, to the point where you actually don't care what anyone else think.
Exactly.
And that's the most beautiful moment you can ever get.
That really is.
It releases you. And all the imagination you have and all the creativity you have in yourself, it's only you who need to worry about. So you're feeling better about yourself, and then if you feel better, people see you better.
Yep.
And they think better about you.
Yep. And it's all a big spiral, and then you feel better about yourself, and then you are able then to show someone else your art, and then someone else, and then someone else. And as long as you're confident in it, they're going to be confident in it.
Yeah.
As long as you go, this is my shit, then they're going to go, oh, like it's abstract as fuck, but like, class, you believe in it so much that I can't not.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. And yeah, you were saying that your emotion becomes so open, and you become just like, good energy, and all of that is real, is what I experienced. All of that good stuff and all of that openness and color, and you, in the past I might not have thought that was real. You know, I had to be like something else. I had to paint a tree. I had to paint something. I had to do something. I had to act this way to be real, to be normal.
None of us are normal. That's
exactly.
None of us are normal. And the main thing is, I can tell it by myself, that I started to believe in myself. And all of the good things happened. So Max, Springboard, all the other courses. And it showed me my path in life. And I don't want to stop it. Because I believe that if you're good in yourself and outside yourself, that will come back to you. And you know, everything can change 100% if you just believe enough in it. You can change anything you want.
This is really interesting. Because I don't know if it's because we have experienced similar things that have brought us here, but to speak to someone, not like, I didn't know how this conversation was going to go. I have 14 questions to ask you about Poland and coming to Northern Ireland, and here we are talking about like enlightenment and, you know, life and the strength that, like, you know, seeing the world for what we think it is, which is amazing. Like, it's beautiful, and I didn't think that for a long time. And I don't meet many people that that think like this. But I think it's.
I think with me it's because in 2 weeks my life changed so much, and my mom said, "Okay, we're moving out." And, you know, everything that's happened, and I just started to asking myself, like, if it's worth it, if it's worth, you know, letting my mental health get me down. And it's not. You know, we'll always have some problems, because it's not like we can cure it. It will be always with us, but we can make our lives better.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people about how depression's a gift. The reason that you want to help people now and that you will be able to is the fact that you've been through depression and you've been through these hard things.
Yeah.
And you can stand in front of someone younger than you or maybe older and say, I get you. Just for a podcast, I have a few questions to ask Olga. I don't know Olga. I don't know her. And I have a few questions to ask her about Poland, and how she felt coming here and stuff. But this is great. And I think maybe we'll probably do one again about this because I wasn't expecting this and my thoughts are all over the place. But if we had specific questions, then we could talk about how, the art and all that, if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I really feel your emotions so much. God, this is beautiful. But I will start with these. Okay. So, where are you originally from?
So originally I'm from Szczytno. It's a small village and it's really close to that small part of Russia, Kaliningrad. And we call all the county, it's called Land of the Thousand Lakes.
Okay.
Because basically there's 1,000 lakes. I have
Really?
in my city there's 2, just in a city center, and around it it's like another 10 or 12 other lakes.
Wow.
And it's a beautiful place.
What is the name of the town? Sorry, I'm gonna write it
Szczytno.
down here. Can you spell it for me?
SZCZTNO. No, SZCZYTNO.
And how do you pronounce that?
Szczytno.
Szczytno.
Yeah, almost.
Szczytno.
In Polish language, we have a lot of sh and sounds like that, syllables like that. So it's really hard to pronounce them for you.
It is hard. I made friends. I used to work in Tesco, and I made friends with a Polish older man who was from Wrocław. And when he said to go there, I wrote it down. I was like, "Huh, what?" He was like, "Yes, I know." But he said it was beautiful. So that is where you're from. And how is there, like, just side note, how is there 2 lakes in a city center? Are they big? No.
So the small one, the whole circle, if you would walk it, it's 2 kilometers, and the big one is 5.
Oh. And so the city's like based around the lakes?
Not really.
Oh, the lakes are just
So
there, but
the
like the city's
lakes-
not.
No, it's
Okay.
not around it. The lakes are just there. One is in the park, and the other one you can actually swim in it. And
Nice.
you have a, how do you call it? You have a like special path with 2 little houses over there where you can sit and chill out near to the water.
Okay. So just from what you're saying, would you recommend traveling to Szczytno?
Yes, I would. We have few big events. The one, it's called Days and Nights of Szczytno. So it's basically 3 days and 3 nights of party all the time.
Oh, nice.
So there's 3 concerts for everyone in the city. Anyone who want to come, they come on over. And beside that, we have a castle. So there's a historical reconstruction group from Middle Age. I was actually part of it.
Wow.
And on every event, on every days and nights, we would take the kiss to the city.
Okay.
We'll have that big parade with horses and us, all dressed up in historical dresses. And we will open it. Then we'll have a tournament and an archery.
Right.
Sword fights, and all of different attractions like live music, live historical music, so folk music, dances through the fire. And beside that, there's actually much more of it. There is rituals,
Food.
what we did. And it's really, it's really touristic city. Like for me, there's nothing much to see because I've seen everything in that city. But it's beautiful old city
Mm.
with our city hall. It still looks like it's really really old and it's made of the bricks. And now they're starting to actually reconstruct the castle we have.
Oh. Okay.
So it will be really really nice.
Be better. I think for someone like me who'd be interested, like if I want to travel somewhere, I'd want to see what the culture is actually really like, and the history. So for there to be like castles, old buildings, and this kind of festival that you celebrate that, is traditional Polish music, food, dance, dress, all that. That is what I would be interested in, especially instead of going somewhere in Poland that might be a bit European. So that's class. And how would you travel there if you wanted to? How would you get there?
So you get on a plane to Warsaw and then you can take a bus, or you can fly to London, and from London straight to the Olsztyn airport, and it's like 20 minutes from my city.
Okay, so
We
and
don't have planes straight from Belfast to Olsztyn. We
yeah,
need to travel. Mostly we travel to Warsaw and then renting a car.
okay. And how long does it take to get from Warsaw to Szczecin?
For 5 hours.
4 5
It depends on
hours.
traffic. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not
And
too
and
bad.
it's other fact that in Poland you driving a much slower than here, because
Okay.
we drive in kilometers per hour, not miles per hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically the maximum restrict that you can drive in a city. It's like 40-50 kilometers per hour. So it's
Okay.
around 20 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes longer to get to the places than it would take here, basically.
So you have to drive 20 miles an hour
In the cities.
in the cities, and the cities are big.
Yeah. So it's like you just travel slower. The last time I was there and we actually rented a car, I was sitting there and I was like, how long it will take? How
Before,
long?
yeah.
Because over here, it's like, if I'm going to Belfast, it's 20 minutes. And when it's traffic, it's 20 minutes to get from Dunmurry to Belfast. And then in Poland, it would take you 45 minutes, an hour.
Wow. Are buses having to travel at the same speed?
Yeah.
Okay, but it keeps everyone safe.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it.
And not really, because we have
Yeah.
crazy drivers in Poland. It's still like you have that type of people in every country. So it's safe, but it's safer, but it's not still 100% safe.
Yeah, it's not like it's not worth it, basically. Is what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Because
Interesting.
basically it's like most of the roads, like in the city I'm from and around it, a lot of them, they are really curly,
Mm.
so still people driving like crazy, they have an accidents, and it's just stupid because you could drive that 20 mile more and nothing will change really.
That is really interesting. Okay, so just to round that up, if you're traveling to Snow, say it again. Snow. Be cautious of the 20-mile. What's that called? What is that called?
I don't know.
Driving restriction around
Yeah.
the cities. So yeah, be cautious of the 20-mile thing in cities. Okay. So my next question was, what's your opinion of your home place? You've said that already, kind of, about like it being really beautiful and you liking it, but like what, I guess, like in a few sentences, what's your opinion of it? Like the people, like, what do you think of it?
So that's a hard question, because on one side, yeah, it's hard question, because I was so happy when I actually moved out, because most of my childhood life, so basically school time, and from when I was really, really young, I was always bullied because I was different, and I had
You mean creative?
no, I meant different, for them different,
Yeah.
because I was suffering with skin illness.
Okay.
So it's basically like eczema, but
Yeah.
in a harder stage. So I basically had wounds on my cheeks,
Wow.
and they were making laugh of me. And then I started to have mental health problems, so that was even bigger thing to make fun of me.
Okay.
So from my childhood and teenage years, I was bullied, so I was happy to get out from there.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that a lot of people in Poland, like, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of people in Poland, they are really homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
So being different sexual orientation, or anything else that makes you different from normal people, and you're doing that, and it's like a big thing in Poland right now, because they breaking constitution, because LGBT people, they don't have proper rights. Basically, they can't get married, so they are not married, so they can't visit each other in the hospitals, they can't hurt after each other, they don't have many laws, basically. And there's that big war happening now, and I feel a bit ashamed that the head of my country saying that LGBT people, they are worse than a communism, and they are not people, they are ideology. And it's sad, because I'm Polish and I'm in the LGBT community, and I feel like it's treating people like trash, basically, and letting other people decide if we are worse or not without even knowing us. Because most of the people, they never knew that they met somebody who's gay, and they then meeting them, and it's like that whole big argument, because you're just gay and you love differently, and you just want to live however you want.
Yeah.
With me, it was the fact that I had piercing, it was the fact that I listened to different music, and hate growing hate, basically. If you learn your kids to hate, they will hate.
Mm-hmm.
Because kids itself, they are not like that. They won't look at you
No.
and think, oh, she's different, there's
No.
something wrong with her. It's the parents who teaching their children to hate.
The
And
kids will probably think like, she looks cool. Whoa, nice hair, like colorful.
that's why I feel ashamed of my country. I love it with my whole heart because I'm Polish. You know, I'm from Poland, and I will always be. But on the other hand, I'm different, and I don't imagine myself going back there and living there.
Okay.
That's not a life for anyone.
It's not, and I'm sure it's sad for you to like experience a bit more freedom here. Not total freedom, but a bit more freedom. And you know, and to think of like the brothers and sisters in Poland that are experiencing such hard existence.
It's hard, and our government, it's basically old people who's deciding.
Well, what I think about this is like Ireland's a pretty Catholic country as well, you know, pretty religious, and they have their ideals about certain things, and people still, you know, say like, oh, that's gay, you know, that's still a, you know, a slogan or whatever. That's
But
gay, or like that's, or you're gay, or things like that. But
on the
these
other
things,
hand, I never met with any type of hate over here.
okay,
I was never scared to go out on the street without, without being scared that, oh no, I will meet somebody and, they will call me names or something.
okay,
And over here, I'm going out with pink eyebrows and no one will say anything. And the
no,
people will actually react good.
yeah, it's becoming far more accepted. Like, I think if you had walked around like looking a bit different maybe 10 years ago, it would be different. But now, because of the attitudes of the people, and hopefully this happens in Poland as well, when younger people start to become in power, and that like socialist, you know, thinking, you know, that is there in Poland, but just can't break through.
It is, but they're trying to keep it down as much as they can. And people are scared. People are scared because of pride events, pride parades. So there's few ones that I'm feeling really sad about, like in Białystok. It was first pride parades, and they attacked young people.
Yeah.
They were attacking young people, young girls, and they were saying that they saving our country. And they were, covering themselves that, because they started.
No, okay.
But, if there would be a respect between, I'm not saying I'm not protecting LGBT people, because they doing what they do, and sometimes, but still I'm LGBT and I will be on their sides,
Of course.
But still, they shouldn't be fighting.
No, of course not.
But it's like my granny. She's really tolerating and she loves gay people. And the one she already met, she's like, oh, I love them so much. But then she listened to the propaganda on TV that's saying that, LGBT people, they want to... No, they actually call it LGBT lobby. So basically that LGBT lobby wants to educate our children to masturbate in the age of 4. And that's basically not true, because the only thing they want is sexual education by World Health Organization. So it's their sexual education. And it's not about teaching kids to masturbate. It's about teaching kids that there is different people in the world, that, they love differently, they look differently. It's sad. It's really sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because
No, you're so right. Like, it is so sad, but like what I take comfort in is the fact that I don't think like that. Like, I walk out in the street and I see like this punk guy has like plugs in his nose and like, green Mohican, and I'm like, fucking right. Absolutely. Whatever you do in your life, cool. Do it. Fucking invite me. I want to watch. Like, class, like whatever you're doing, I don't care. Like that's amazing. And the fact that I don't think like that comforts me enough. Well, not enough, but it comforts me that like I'm part of this fight, you know, that's like accepting people. I can't change the world.
That's the main thing, that people care too much about who's doing what in a bedroom instead of, caring how they actually are inside as a
But like,
people.
see, I mean, I could talk for hours about sex, like, and about sexual education. Like, it's such an issue, and it shouldn't be. Like, it's such an issue, and to educate kids on even masturbation or whatever they fucking want education on, give it to them, because everyone's gonna do it. We all came from it. We all came from a period. We all came from a vagina, or a penis. That's what happened, and we enjoy it, and that's one thing the humans do. Everyone does it, so why not just make it open and make it
And I believe
educated?
that, like in Poland, they don't have proper sexual education.
Yeah, we don't have it
And
here
a
either.
lot of times, kids having kids, I'm not saying about everyone, because some of the girls, they might actually be good mothers, and taking care of their child. But there will be a lot of who just can't do it, or they will get depression
Yeah,
after giving a birth, and they won't be able to do it.
and
And then
abortion's a big problem there, isn't it? Like
it is,
it's not legal, is it?
um, it's not illegal,
Okay.
but it's legal only when the kid is really, really sick. When the baby is
Okay.
really sick, or when
Right.
the baby is from rape, but they
Right.
actually wanted to make it illegal at all.
Wow. That's tough. That's tough.
They
Right.
we actually had protests because they wanted to ban abortion and sexual education in Poland.
Why would people want to stay there? Maybe that's me being naive, but young people especially, like, are people trying to get out?
They are, and a lot of people actually do, but there is that other thing, that the country is basically paying them for everything.
What do you mean?
And like for me and my mom, it was really, really hard because we didn't get child tax at all, because my mom, she had 1 point too much of her salary every month, so we didn't get support. And I was a sick baby, so we didn't get support for the medication either. And then they given 500 Polish zloty for every kid. And there's a lot of people who just using that.
I need that.
And the fact that, there's a lot of young people who actually want to do something else. They want to study, and they want to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And a lot of them, they moving out. Even our president daughter, she lives in London. She moved out.
That's understandable.
And
That's understandable.
it's crazy. It's just, and the fact that you live in there, and if you're working, and not trying to take from the country, and you're working, it's really hard. Like for a mother with a child, it's really, really hard.
But
That's
then it's
why
harder to pick up and move somewhere else as well.
it is. It is. Now, most of the young people, they don't have own houses. My mom, she have a house only because my granny bought it. She never had enough money for her whole life to buy herself her own house. And she was working 48 hours per week.
Oh my God.
And all of the taxes, all of the rates she needed to pay, electricity, gas, water, and everything else. it was so much that, we couldn't afford moving out somewhere else.
Yeah, that is similar to here. Some of the stuff that I have here has already been covered. I mean, I guess what's the next best question to answer? We've covered some things about Northern Ireland. How you feel about it here. I guess a good question for you would be, is your art reflective of Poland and
No.
Northern Ireland, or just Poland, or
I think my art showing everything what's happened over here, because I don't live in Poland anymore. I don't have friends in Poland.
Sorry, just to clarify, when did you move here?
6 years ago.
6 years.
In 2014.
Okay.
So basically my whole life is over here right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my home.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm home.
Good. I love that.
For the second time in my life, I actually feel that I belong somewhere.
Class.
And I started, and it showed me that, I'm living here. I have friends from here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing Springboard. I'm helping in Max. I'm doing courses and everything else. And that showed me that I actually can have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's moving here changed me so much that, I'm thinking differently and I'm seeing everything differently.
Class, that's amazing.
And people over here showed me love.
Yes.
And, I'm, like I said before, I'm not scared to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not dependent on how I look, because I can wear anything I want and no one will say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And just the opportunity to be myself and show people that you can do wherever you want.
You can do it too.
Because a lot of people are scared to actually start and doing stuff because they're like, oh, I'm not good enough to do it.
Yes.
Or I'm not strong enough to do it.
Yeah.
And then for me,
or where would I go? How would I do it as well?
Basically, yeah. And for me, who's not from here, and I don't live half of my life over here. It's just 6 years. I can call it home, and I feel like I'm a part of community, and it's not just I'm Polish who lives here. I'm actually a part of a community. I'm a part of something bigger than myself, and I know that maybe in 2, 3, 4 years, I will actually be able to do some changes, to help the community. Sorry, because I got so much from the community and from the people who I met here that I feel like it's I own it. Like I need to give it back, because when I'm thinking about everything, probably without people that I met here, I would be already dead. And that's how it is. Because I was in a stage where I couldn't get out from the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people from Max showed up, and they showed me that we are here, we want to help you, and we don't care what nationality you are, what race you are, or what gender or anything.
That's not important anyway.
We care about what you have inside,
mm-hmm.
and how much love you want to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it here. I really do.
So MAGS is a suicide prevention charity?
It's a charity that supports children and young people who have mental health problems, who have problems with housing. So there's few different teams. There is a well-being team who take care of people with mental health problems. There is a floating team, so that's a housing.
Okay.
And there's few different ones.
Okay.
We have Modibus, so that's a groomership for dogs.
Oh, wow.
So basically, young people volunteer there, and they play in with dogs. They giving them a bath and learning how to know the dog's behavior.
Yes.
And how to cooperate as a group.
I think animals are very important for mental health.
They are.
You don't need one, but like, yeah, I got a few cats last year, and they live in my mum's house, but they were amazing. Yeah, I love animals. They no matter what you're going through, I always felt like the cats could see me. You know, even though I was all fucked up in my head, I felt like the cats were like, I don't care. Like, do you want to cuddle? It's like, yeah,
that's how it works. And actually, animal therapy, it's really, really good for people with mental health problems.
Very real.
That it help them keeps calm. Like, even for myself, I'm suffering from panic attacks. So basically, for me, cuddling a dog, it's a way to get over with the panic attack.
Wow.
So even if I'm stressed out and I'm there and I'm stressing out, I will just cuddle a dog and I'm alright.
And it's fine.
Because the dog won't judge you. It doesn't matter if you're crying, screaming, or anything like that. The dog or cat or any other animal, basically, because you can train any other animal to be a service animal. So any other animal can help you to, overcome your fear and your stress, because they're showing you that you don't need to worry about it.
No, it's pure love.
And they're showing you to just enjoy your life as it is.
And don't stress too much. If you want to just take a nap, take a nap.
Yes.
Eat.
Yes, why not?
Okay, last 6 minutes. Right. So I guess in a few senses, the last thing I want to ask is about mags. Like, if someone was struggling, how would you get involved with that? Like, how did you get involved with it? Just bear in mind we have 6 minutes. So like, if someone's listening to this and they're like, God, if I'm ever in that position, I'd love to get involved with mags, or do they have to call someone, or do they call the police when mags comes, or?
No. There is a website. You can check the website, or you can find them on Facebook and then contact them on Facebook.
Okay. And for someone who has really, I remember when I was depressed, I found it really hard to find help that actually understood where I was. People saying things like, why are you depressed? You have all these things, blah, blah, blah. But like, no one was actually giving me the space to speak. So you think that mags is good for that kind of thing? You think that they do give you the space?
Yeah, it is.
They're like, and you said earlier, like they see the love that you give. They don't see a young girl from Belfast or a young girl from Poland. They see you and what you have. So that's really important, I think.
Basically, when I started with them, I was in the deepest deep of my mind I could be in.
Wow.
And they listen to you.
Okay.
They listen and they trying to do everything they can to help you, because that's the main thing we want to do. We want to help people.
Okay.
So they will do anything they can to give you the support you need and give you the protection you need.
Wow. Okay, so I wasn't even aware that existed. So for anyone that's experienced anything like that, mags is there. And I guess even if you just wanted to look on the website and find out what they do or anything like that, that's there. And if you need someone to talk to about it, I'm sure Olga would talk to anyone about this.
Yes, definitely.
Class. Well, I had an amazing time talking to you.
Me too. Me too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. This I had a few more questions, but what we got into was more interesting than my questions, which is great.
So I think don't be scared. If you believe in yourself, you can do wherever you want. And people over here, they will help you. Because that's what you need to do. You need to believe in yourself and let others help you. And everything will be great. If you really believe in it, it will come true.
And if you don't, eventually you will. Eventually you will. Yeah, this has been great, and I guess like it's been really easy to talk to you. So I remember you said on our WhatsApp group like, there's no topic I can't talk about, and I was like, that is my kind of person. Like, yes. So I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be back with something else.